Welcome back everybody to episode 29 in our F1 Manager career mode, where we're role-playing as the boss of AlphaTauri, Dario. Got the Spanish Grand Prix up today, and I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off. I have a bit of a scratchy throat this week. So we've got 11 days before we head off to Spain, and we've got a few things happening. We've got some refurbishments coming up to being completed in a few days. The memorabilia room there, the suspension simulator, and then the tour center. We've got our third iteration suspension piece coming in a week, so that'll be ready to go for Spain. Which is actually good timing because the suspension piece is actually going to be helpful for the brake cooling. Which is something that we are pretty ordinary on, as you can see here. And we rank 15th out of 20, which is pretty dismal, to be brutally honest. Our top speed and acceleration can also be a bit improved. I think the rear wing is going to be the main one to help with that. And as for the engine cooling, I think the side pods is what affects that. So we'll be able to have a little bit better brake cooling for Spain. But we're not going to be able to do anything for our top end speed yet. So I'm just going to carry on until we get to our suspension design being completed. Right, so there you go, our third generation suspension is finished. We're going to make a few of those for Spain. We've got 2 days until we head off. I'm going to make that right now. So we know we need 4 of these. We're going to go emergency just so they have, or both drivers have, backups. And we will also build 6 normal ones. 32 days, yep, that'll be fine for that. So let's see what it actually has done for us. There you go, it's given us an extra 1.5% on the brake cooling. And actually helped our top speed a little bit, up to 374.95 kilometers an hour instead of 374.9. So put that on both of them now. Can we actually do anything left here? We wanted to do a rear wing. We got 33 days. I'm going to go 1 click over that. Just so we're basically maxing out at 375 now instead. We got 30 days, so let's see if we can do anything about that. We should be able to. 29, there we go. That should help us with that. Wonder if we can put more engineers on it. We can put 27, that might work just in case we have a race coming up in like 28 days. So I'm going to do that, I think. Just a little bit of a boost for us. So not really much else to do, but fast forward a couple days and head off to Spain. So I'll see you at the track.
Formula One has cranked up the heat over Barcelona. The first Grand Prix held here was won by Nigel Mansell after a wheel-to-wheel battle with Ayrton Senna. But who will follow in his footsteps this weekend? Long straights and medium speed turns dominate here, but there's something else to watch out for at Barcelona. The air currents are strong and unpredictable, and they'll be giving aerodynamic components a real run for their money this weekend. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Looks like we've got a wet Saturday on the cards. Whether that'll be in practice 3 or qualifying, we don't know yet. But Friday and race day look pretty good. We'll just have to take Saturday as it comes, I guess, and try and predict, or try and make the best of the wet weather. I think we're going to put in Liam Lawson for this session instead of Danny Rick. We'll use the young Kiwi, and we'll see how practice 1 goes. I'll catch you before quali.
Let's see what happened there. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. They lose it there. That's the spin.
The brakes are really poor.
Let's have a look. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. They've taken that far too wide, and now they're paying the price. Sounds like a few cars have crashed. Let's take a closer look. Now here we see Max Verstappen. And there's the collision. It's caused absolute carnage. There's contact. It's chaos on the track. Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, so there we have the Alpine. And there's the crash. Mark my words, there'll be questions asked about that later. Did somebody spin out there? We can take a look now. Now watch this. Here's the moments involving Albon. Look at that! They've spun their car. Lost control and spun! Here's the replay. Now look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. That looked like a very nasty spin. I think that was a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. Clearly, something went very, very wrong there. Welcome back as we continue our race weekend with practice soon to finish and then qualifying hot on its heels. Practice 3 affords the teams one final opportunity to tweak their setups as the drivers get to grips with the tracks every turn. Once they reach qualifying, there simply won't be time to think twice. Drivers will need to outdo one another if they're to climb their way up the grid and secure themselves a solid starting position for tomorrow's race. What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
Okay, I had a lockout.
We can take a look now. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. That's a spin! Let's have a look. Watch this. We're looking at Lando Norris. They lose it there. That's the spin. Someone spun out.
Energy's good.
Here's the replay. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The car's just gone. Let's take a closer look. Now just focus on the Haas. And that's a big smash. They'll have felt that. There's been contact and several cars involved. Let's see what happened there. We're just watching the Red Bull. That's the contact there. Oh, there's chaos on the track.
Okay, so that's the end of all 3 practice sessions. No rain in practice 3, so I assume we're going to get swamped in qualifying. Practice went pretty good. We were mainly just trying to get as much knowledge about our new suspension as we could. I think we got it up to 97% in the end, so not quite 100% with that. As you can see, Liam Lawson completed 36 laps in practice 1 for us there, about half a second behind Pierre. Pretty much all 3 sessions were incident filled. Gasly had a spin on his very first lap out of the pits, so not a great start to the weekend for the team, but fortunately I think that was the only incident he had. Ricciardo had a spin in, I believe it was practice 2, and he also locked up his tyres in FP3, but no damage for either car. And the same cannot be said for a whole bunch of other vehicles. We had Haas's and Red Bulls crashing into each other in FP3. I believe also we had the Haas and the Aston Martin crash into each other in this. Yes, Kevin Magnussen and Zhou Guanyu crash into each other in practice session 3, I should say. I guess that means it was Latifi in the other Haas crashing into either Perez or Verstappen towards the end of the session. It says we did 41 laps. That was because we were coming in and we ran out of fuel. Pierre ran out just as he entered pit lane, and Danny Rick got a little bit further down pit road, but he didn't get back to our pit area. So that's why it says 41 laps. I was mainly seeing exactly how much tyre usage we'd use on the soft compound tyre for the race. Whether or not a viable strategy is doing a one-stop, going either from the hards to the softs or the softs to the hards. I think that is a viable strategy. We did save an extra set of the mediums, so potentially we could do 2 stops using both sets of that and the fresh set of the softs, but I'm kind of leaning a bit towards the 1 stop, starting on the hards and going to the soft compound. I believe that was the strategy that Verstappen used in Imola that ultimately did not work out for him, but I'm thinking we can probably make it work here. I'm guessing he'll probably try it again, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got to get through qualifying first, so I will catch you at the end of it.
Sounds like like there's been a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi. That crash is terrible news for the team.
So a pretty good qualifying one for us. No wet weather again, so either Q2 or Q3 will be affected most likely. We just went out towards the end of the session, had a clear run for both our guys. And as you can see, Pierre is pretty much matching Verstappen there. 100th off the pace. Ricciardo is a 10th and a half back. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. The 5 guys who missed out, there's probably the big surprise was Mick Schumacher making it through at the expense of Nicholas Latifi, who had a shocker on his first run. He spun the car and was like 15 seconds off the pace or something, and then his last run obviously was not quick enough. I don't know if he had damage. I'm guessing by the time, given that he's, what, 2.5 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu there, that he probably had picked up some damage that Haas were not able to fix, which is why he is going to be starting at the back. So along with Latifi, you've got both Astons, Stroll in the other Williams, and Tsunoda in the McLaren, are the 5 who missed out. We'll see what Q2 brings. So an interesting qualifying too. It started off in heavy rain, and while it tried to dry out towards the end, it didn't dry out enough to warrant a changeover to the slicks. So come the end of the session, everybody went out on inters, except Alonso, Vettel, George, and Esteban, who all went out on full wets earlier in the session and didn't go back out again. So that means that Lando Norris makes it through to Q3, but we went out, we were the last 2 cars to cross the line, so we had the best of the track conditions, and as you can see, 1st and 3rd for Pierre and Daniel respectively. Really happy with how that one went. We will see what Q3 brings. We might be on target for back-to-back poles. That'd be a pretty cool feat if we can manage that, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so there you go, end of qualifying 3, and Verstappen takes pole, his fastest lap of the weekend, beating his Q1 time, just. Leclerc didn't quite match his Q1 time, and neither did Pierre. He was a good couple tenths off, but he did manage to jump up to P3 right at the end there. Ricciardo, I don't know if he actually improved on his final run. It was a close run thing. It was around the same time that he managed in his first run, so I'll take 3rd and 6th. Definitely, I'm pretty happy with that. And I guess we'll have to see what the race brings. I've been trying to figure out what the best strategy would be here. I genuinely think the 2-stop is quicker, using 2 sets of softs and a set of mediums. But I also know it's usually pretty hard to pass in Spain. So I'm wondering if maybe the 1-stop, utilizing the hards and the soft compound, is the way to go. Not 100% sure, but we will find out soon enough. Time for the race.
The grid is packed and there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprises in that. It's race day.
AlphaTauri did brilliantly in qualifying. This is a fantastic opportunity for them to have this race on their terms. It was a pleasure to watch Red Bull's excellent performance during qualifying. Their drivers will now be looking ahead to the race itself and hoping to capitalize. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
And there are going to be some tough calls to make in Catalonia today. So let's see who makes the best ones for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. There we have Pierre Gasly. Starting in third place, they're in a really good position for this race. And behind them, it's Ricciardo. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. Will their hard work pay off today? This is it. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Looks like the top couple are on the mediums, Leclerc and Verstappen. A whole bunch of us are on softs behind them from the looks of things. Need to clear both those two. We have. Verstappen made a bit of an error there. Need to get around Lewis. Dives it up the inside. Shoves him wide.
Your P2 currently.
There's a look up the inside of Charles. Brute power. There's a look. Dives it up the inside. Bold move from Charles there. And, not Charles, Pierre. And he's got him. He does have him. Okay, so now we're going to go back to conserve for that one. For the tyre anyway.
Yep.
And we'll leave it on this and we'll see what Ricciardo can do.
Okay, understood.
He needs to get around Lewis. As Verstappen's dropped back behind Bottas there as well. Right, so you know what? We are going to go overtake, I think, for Daniel. We did switch out the car components, so Ricciardo does have fresh stuff, or fresher stuff. Here comes Ricciardo, he's got a nose around Lewis. Can't quite manage it, unfortunately. Oh, he does what Rubens Barrichello did way back in the day. Gets past Lewis there. And now he needs to get around Charles. So Pierre is safe. So I'm going to go back to neutral for Pierre and we'll go balanced.
Save fuel.
Okay.
And we'll see what Danny Rick can do here. He's trying to get around Leclerc. He's got the tyre advantage right now, which is what we need him to do. And it looks like he might have done it.
That's it.
And now we need him to go. So let's go deploy.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
So we're going to push Pierre a little bit. I keep saying Leclerc when I mean Pierre Gasly. I'm going to push him a little bit, try and get that gap to about 3 seconds. Going to see what Ricciardo can do. We do have the pace edge in terms of tyre. Safety car. Alright, so we're going to go conserve then right now and harvest. for everything. I'd like to know what that was about.
Safety car, safety car. Get your delta positive. Yep, understood.
So we'll see what the issue was. It looks like one of the Astons. Zhou Guan Yu, I guess. We'll see what he did. Eventually. When it pops up. Yeah, it just says out. So I wonder if it was a crash or a mechanical problem. Of course, this helped Verstappen. See where the safety car is in now. Okay, so now we're going to go. I'm going to go push. And I think we're going to go deploy. We'll go overtake for Ricardo. Hopefully he can get around Charles.
We restart overtaking the control line.
Copy.
We can push more.
Copy.
He's trying. Stuffs it up the inside there. I think he has managed it, and he has. Alright, so we are going to tell him, do not fight, teammate.
That's a position gained for Alpha Tower.
I'm going to go deploy. And I think
So use energy if you need it.
that should be good for us.
Okay.
Looks like Sainz got around Verstappen. So what I'm hoping is that our two boys are going to able to walk away in the next 10 laps or so. Pull away from Leclerc, get out of his DRS range, and then we should be golden. We're not stopping probably... Well, the original one was lap 21, but I think that safety car certainly helped us. I think we're probably going to be going to lap 23, 24, maybe even to 25. We are 13 laps in and we've used 30% tyre, right? So technically we could do 26 laps, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Leclerc is hanging on. He's 2.8 seconds behind. I guess we'll just go back to deploy for both of them. See what we can do. Actually, no. We're going to go neutral for him. And we'll go balanced for Danny Rick. And we'll see what he can do with pure deployment instead of anything else. Probably need to push a little bit. Try and make sure that we can keep Charles at bay, but I don't know if we're going to. Looks like Charles is in range again. Definitely is. Gotta try and keep him out of range. Not looking good, is it? I think Charles is back in range. Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, and Ocon all in the pits. Alright, well, we said don't fight teammate, but there's no point right now. So we're just going to keep going. Okay, well, we're going to go neutral for him then. And we're going to go balanced and see what he can do. Can he hold on to Charles? Right now it doesn't look like he can, eh? Verstappen is in. Okay, hang on a second here. What is Verstappen going to? What is he going to?
Is that a lockup?
Another set of mediums. interesting. Okay, I think we got to respond. I think we have to respond here, so we're going to go mediums as well.
Okay, box. Box confirmed.
We should have a lap for Pierre. So is Leclerc coming in, or is he... He does as well, okay.
Okay, pit lane. Copy. Just pit limiter, just a reminder on pit limiter.
We're going to see what we have here. There goes Charles. We should still be around Verstappen. Here comes Max powering down the straight. I don't think he's going to get us. He has not. Okay, so they got an extra set. They are on a fresh set. Okay, well, I think we're going to do what we said we were going to do, shall we? So let's put a set of the mediums on Pierre. And we got 5 seconds on Lewis, apparently. Okay, I'm going to put this on defend here. See if he can hold off Max. Probably not. Fastest lap for Mr. Verstappen. Here comes Charles. Undercut. Has not quite worked for Leclerc. I think Max is trying. Daniel's covering him off a bit though. And we got a gap back to 3 seconds now. Alright, so let's see what we can do if we push a little bit with Ricciardo, shall we?
You can stop lifting.
And let's go back to deploy.
Okay,
I think we're going to have to try and catch that gap up to
use energy if you need.
Charles. And I think
Understood.
we're going to push with Pierre as well.
No saving required.
Copy.
Let's go for it a bit, eh?
Seems to have been a lockup. Let's have a look. Now just focus on the Haas. And this, yes, there, that's the lockup.
Oh, new fastest lap for Ricciardo. Good job, mate. Oh, hangs it around the outside of Verstappen there. Not really what I'm expecting him to do. I'd kind of expected Verstappen to have closed up to Leclerc right now. We've pulled away from Hamilton, I see. It was 5 seconds out of the pits, now it's over 9. Oh, around goes Max. Alright, well now we're going to see what Ricciardo can do, eh? 4.3. And we're going to be stopping in a few laps' time. We're not going to go to the end on these tyres. I don't know if... No, Leclerc and Verstappen can't, right? Because they've already... This is their second set of mediums. So they're going to have to pit again. So this is the optimum lap for when we were going to do this. So you know what? I'm going to pit. I think we're going to box Ricciardo here. 21 laps. Well, no, actually it depends. It depends what Leclerc does. If Leclerc pits, then we are going to pit Ricciardo. Because we have to respond. If he doesn't pit, then we have enough time that we can react So is Leclerc in? He is not. Okay. 21 laps. How is the tires? We're going to have to do what I said we did, didn't we? We're going to have to be aggressive. So we're going to box Ricciardo now. We're going to go on a set of the soft compound tires. So we're going to come out behind Alonso and ahead of Bottas. But I'm hoping now we have a bit of an edge. So 20 laps to go for Pierre. And we're going to do the same thing. We said we were going to do this, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to pit Pierre Gasly
Box.
with 20 laps to go. Ricciardo is going to be about 7 seconds up the road here, so he is going to be around Perez. Hamilton's in, Perez is in. And just ignore everything I just said. Okay, gonna go on standard for him. And we'll go a little bit of deployment, I think. Actually, no, we'll go neutral because he had 4 seconds, so.
I think there's been a lockup.
Yuki.
Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda. That lockup could have cost them dearly.
He's already made a good, what, 2.5 on Max, and Leclerc is in. We know Pierre is going to get around him. It's 23 seconds. I don't know if that's going to be enough. But we'll see. This is why we wanted to be aggressive. There goes Pierre. Takes the lead. Because Ferrari is at the end of the pit lane. Here comes Charles. Ricciardo is with him. So Ricciardo is going to be with him. So now the question is, can Ricciardo stay in range of Charles? Oh, that completely bodged us there. Thank you very much, whoever that is. You frickin' numpty. We lost a good second. I don't know who the hell that was. Is that Latifi? No, that was Magnussen. Well, that completely has ruined any chance Ricciardo had. And we lost 2 seconds to Verstappen. Well done, K-Mag. Well done, buddy. He better frickin' hold up Max for the same amount of time or I'm going to be pissed. He won't though. Yeah, there you go. Verstappen goes straight past him. What a frickin' joke.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Oh.
Let's see what happened there. Now here we see Max Verstappen. Well, they've lost it. They've locked up.
That's his second mistake of the afternoon. So we'll watch Pierre's last lap. Been a pretty cruisy win for him. Assuming he can get it done. We'll go deploy for him, because why not? Go a bit aggressive as well. See if we can pinch that fastest lap. from Max. Probably not. But we'll see. We'll give it a go. Daniel has 3.5 seconds over him. So it's going to be a double podium for our boys. And after the blunder in San Marino last time out, oh sorry, Miami, not San Marino, with Pierre, he bounces back with a dominant display today. Comes across the line for the dub.
Let's check his flag.
Really had to fight hard for that one.
And there you go, Ricardo. P3.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Take all the pickup and away in. Well done.
So 3 seconds in front of Max at the end there. Hamilton gets 5th and Perez rounds out the points scorers.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. What a beautiful sight that is on the podium, and a true crowning achievement for everyone involved. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here. Alongside them, of course, the other two talented drivers completing today's podium lineup. I think AlphaTauri will be very pleased with that result.
This was an extremely convincing race for them. They're one impressive team, and they deserve to celebrate this properly.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
For the next Grand Prix, make sure you join us at the renowned city circuit of Monaco. Prepare yourselves for one of the most legendary rounds of the season.
So yeah, we do. Ricardo, he didn't start 5th, he started 6th, so gained 3 spots there. Alonso just missed out on points in P7, 6 seconds behind Perez. That's not a bad effort from him, actually. Up 4 spots as well. Sainz had a pretty average day. George managed to bounce back a little bit. He and Ocon both had a difficult qualifying, and to get back both of them into the top 10 is a pretty good effort. Bottas rounds out your drivers finishing on the lead lap in P11. So despite the safety car that came out, what, about 8 laps in? Something like that? 8 drivers got lapped. Alright, not too bad. So Drivers' Championship, Gasly should retain the lead, and he has. He pulls 7 points on Verstappen, and now has a 6-point lead. Daniel closes a point to Max, but loses 2 to Charles. So the top 4 seem to be the guys who are going to be fighting it out. And in the Constructors' Championship, we pull away by 10 points further on Red Bull there. We've got a 22-point gap over the Big Brother team. We have nearly achieved our objective. I see that. It says we got 5 podiums. We need 6 to achieve our long-term goal. So I think we're going to crush through that this year. And the championships, both of them, are well and truly on, I think. So an excellent race for us. Finances, we gain 2.2 mil. Not too bad. Wish it was a bit more, but hey, for next year I will definitely know to increase the sponsors and hospitality stuff that we do throughout the year. I will definitely jack those up even more for next season, so we can have some better funding. Although the prize money will probably help as well, because we'll definitely finish better than 5th in the championship constructors wise. And the boardroom facility has been refurbished. Nice. Happy that the boardroom refurbishment's now complete. Facility's in perfect condition again. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for investing in the facilities that make our jobs so much easier. Patrick Stafford. Ford watched the race at Barcelona and could not be any happier that you led the team to victory. Yes, Dario doing the business. We got the Monaco Grand Prix coming up next, round 7. Got a healthy lead in the championship. So I guess we'll see. Ricciardo loves this place. Well, he did when he was in the Red Bull. We'll see if we can get him a second win around the Principality. Or will Pierre continue his dominant form? Can Max pull it off, or will it be Charles Leclerc getting a hometown win? We'll have to wait and see. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll be back for the Monaco Grand Prix next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, you can hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, go right ahead. This is Mystic Tez signing off. See you later.